Today we're gonna talk about a freshly built rig. So my rig I drove already 3 or 4 years, my original SCX10 one. I gave it a total rebuild. So I started off with a new body, got some new shocks and changed pretty much everything. So we're gonna have a look at it today. So, like you can see, we went with the Volkswagen Bug body. It is the Proline one. Normally it's made for the e-Revo from Traxxas. But as you can see, you can make it fit really nice. Wheelbase is the stock 313mm wheelbase. So that fits awesome. And also the fenders and everything have a very good fitment. As you can see, we did a new paint job, also with the Roya RC logo. Put some nice logo on the roof. Matched window trims. And then we're gonna have a look in the front. In the front I've cut the body a little bit so we had a smooth front bumper, no overhang. In the rear also, normally in the rear there is this big flappy engine piece here, but it will catch up everywhere. So what have I done? I've cut out the engine and mounted it tucked underneath. So as you can see, this will be no problem on the rocks. And you also can see the engine through the window, through the back window. Got it painted by a friend of me, the engine. He did it with some airbrush and stuff. The body, I've painted it myself, so that went pretty good. So for the chassis, what I also made is inner fenders, so you can't see through the body. Looks way nicer. Also in the back there are some inner fenders, which makes the total look of the bug much more scale. So we're gonna have a look what's underneath. So I removed the front clips already, and in the back there are no clips. So what I've actually have done is I made a special kind of mount so the body can slide off in the back. So you can see here those two pins. And then in the body I've created a kind of a slot where those pins fall in. So it's really tight. Let's have a look at the chassis. So it's the same chassis I drove on the Recon G6 Bilstein, where I've won the TTC. But then it was made with the C-channel framerails, because it was necessary to be able to participate in Class 2. Now I've swapped those out already with my eBay carbon chassis, but it is not real carbon. It's some sort of composite, but I like it really well. Did already some test driving with it, and it's very rigid. It doesn't have much flex in it, and it's very strong. And it weighs around, I think, it was around 70 grams less than the stock frame rails, so it's a big advantage. What I've also did now is I've swapped out the shock hoops with the TFL carbon, maybe they are real, I don't know, carbon shock hoops. It's also a big weight reduction, and it's very rigid. I don't think they will break easily. So here you can see the inner fender flap things I made. What do we notice? Here are the new Pitbull Kronik shocks. I've won those on the recon. It is the 100mm version, so I've used the drop plates to compensate in front and back. I've put 25 oil in it, same as with my previous shocks. The previous shocks were the gmade piggybacks. Really happy with those. So I don't know, have to try out these ones, but the feeling I get is very good. So I will do some test driving, but I think they are gonna be a stayer. What I did is I've mounted not the two-stage springs, but the single-stage springs. It gives the truck a much nicer feel. I get also more droop with those. The other ones, when I screw them until the latest, the lessest firm setting, there wasn't almost no droop. So now I have droop. Also, you have this little collar, where the spring goes, connect between the two springs. The collar over here will very easily bind with the shock body on the Pitbull shock. So not the biggest fan of the shock collar. So that's why I've mounted the single springs. But like I told already, I have to do some testing with them, but I think it will be perfectly fine. So when we have a further look at the rig, the lower links are nearly flat. The front of the chassis is lower than the back, as you can see. I like it that way because that way you can mount the battery more low in front. I always reverse my chassis. So as you can see, normally this is the front shock hoop. This is the rear one. It goes straight. You can't see that good. Why I do this? Because otherwise, when you mount this to the front side, your steering link will catch up more fast on this point. On the back side it goes straight, so this part will be more like here, so it won't catch as fast with your steering link. To even get better results, I notch the frame rail. Like you can see here, when you go full compression, the steering link gets sucked in the notch. So it gives no problems whatsoever, and you can go to full suspension without any problem. So basically that's the quick overview of the rig. I use the Boomracing Phataxles. I already have them 2 or 3 years. Very happy with them. Very durable. Can't complain about them whatsoever. For the transmission I have the Vanquish case transmission, with the steel gears and everything. I have the Castle motor and the Castle ESC, the Mamba X, and running 4-cell 3000 milliamps. The total weight of this rig with the body included is just above 3 kilograms. So that is pretty light considering I'm running these heavy axles. Just to clarify, the ready to run weight I was talking about is included with the battery also. So really ready to run, everything included, 3 kilograms, that's it. So I think this will be about it. Next videos will be about driving this thing. Thanks for watching, bye.